So living on Madison Street, as it turned out, was a step up for a large number of reasons to the families that relocated there. For the next 20 years, the row houses on Madison Street were the only structures that were built. Then, in the early 1950s, construction began on the undeveloped land opposite the side of the street where the row houses were located. It was the construction of single-family homes, still, however, by law, to be occupied only by African American families. When people started moving in, these single-family homes came to be occupied by African Americans who, during the 20-year time span following the Great Migration, had been working in the factories and as housekeepers and shining shoes, all so that they could manage to save up enough money to buy a single-family home. They dedicated themselves to providing a better place for their children to grow up and leave the hood where they'd been living behind, and move to what they imagined to be a better place as part of their quest to fulfill the promise of the American dream. They all shared the feeling of being successful in life, especially because they were now able to acquire family property. This was widely held and believed by African Americans who had relocated from the South as something vital to the success and benefit of their future generations. When they began arriving in the newly constructed homes, they felt dismay at seeing the row houses on the other side of the street, reminding them that they had not come so far from the hood as they thought. So on one side of the street, you've got the families who had been there from the beginning and chose not to leave because of the benefits of living on Madison Street. But then on the other side of the street are the families made up of the people with the mentality of those who had come up in life through sacrifice and hard work, and now viewed their reward as the ability to buy their own home. As you might imagine, the ideas of class distinction quickly became a major social issue among the residents living on opposite sides of Madison Street, and in the early days proved to be the reason for the violence that began to occur between the residents on Madison Street. Just a few months after the arrival of the first occupants of the single-family homes on Madison Street, a family moved into the single-family home built directly across the street from the row house home of the first family to move in on Madison Street.